Chosen one. Pause here. Heaven has pressed pause on every distraction around you so that these words may reach your heart. This is not an accident. You did not stumble into this moment by coincidence. You are here because the Spirit of God has drawn you into a reminder of who you really are. You are not like the rest. And you know it deep within your spirit. You have felt it since childhood, the whisper that you were different, the sense that you never quite fit in with the crowd. That whisper was not your imagination. That was the voice of God marking you as His chosen one. You see, the world has tried to bury you under labels, under doubt, under rejection. But you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Even when people walk past you, even when they underestimate you, heaven has already identified you. The fingerprint of God is on your life. You may look ordinary in the crowd, but in the Spirit, you are crowned with fire. The psalmist testifies in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Listen carefully. You were not born to blend in. The reason why rejection followed you is because God separated you from the start. The reason why certain doors would not open for you is because those doors were not meant for you. You are not designed to walk the same path as others. You are called to walk in divine paths, steps ordered and secured by the hand of the Almighty. This is why your battles have been so fierce. This is why the storms have been relentless. Hell has recognized your anointing before the world has. The enemy tried to silence you, tried to bury you in confusion and fear, because he knows the crown that is waiting for you. But let me tell you, no attack has the power to override what God has ordained. You are living proof that the hand of God cannot be removed. Chosen one. This is your awakening. You cannot remain asleep while destiny calls your name. You cannot continue to believe the lie that you are small, insignificant, or forgotten. Your life carries weight in the Spirit. Your existence shakes atmospheres. Even your silence speaks volumes in the heavenly realm. When you walk into a room, light enters. When you pray, chains tremble. When you speak, mountains move. It is time to rise. It is time to walk out of hiding. This is the season where the hidden ones are being revealed, where crowns that were prepared in secret will now be placed in the open. The oil is dripping. The seal is pressing. The call is undeniable. You cannot shrink back any longer, because heaven has need of you. Now, I want you to pause and take action. Do not let this moment pass by without sealing it. If this word is striking your heart, if you know you are one of God's chosen ones, then I want you to do 3 simple things. Like this message, share it so another hidden one may awaken, and subscribe so you will never miss the flow of anointing that is being released. And as a prophetic act, comment the number 777 right now. That number declares completion, alignment, and heavenly perfection over your destiny. When you type it, you are making a public statement. I receive my crown in the Spirit. Beloved, you are not hidden to be forgotten. You are hidden to be crowned. Step forward. The time is now. Chosen one. Before you even breathed your first breath, before your name was ever spoken on this earth, you were already marked. Your destiny was written in eternal ink, sealed in the heart of God Himself. You may have thought your existence began when you entered this world, But the truth is, your calling was conceived long before the foundations of the earth were laid. You were not random. You were not accidental. You were fashioned with intention, woven with purpose, and placed on this earth as part of a divine plan. You must understand this. The mark of God on your life is older than your failures, stronger than your doubts, and deeper than your pain. That is why certain things in your life could not destroy you. That is why, even in moments when you were on the edge of giving up, something inside pulled you back. It was the eternal seal of heaven, declaring over you, "This one is mine." Now, look back over your life. Can you see it? The near misses. The moments of danger where protection appeared out of nowhere. The nights where despair pressed in but could not consume you. Those were not coincidences. That was divine preservation, even when you were unaware of it. You were being shielded because your mission is too critical to be aborted. The prophet Jeremiah spoke as recorded in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, chosen one." This is why your path has felt different. Others may have walked easily into opportunities, but you had to fight for every inch. Others may have blended into the crowd, but you stood out. Even when you tried to hide, that difference is not a curse. It is your divine distinction. You were not created to be ordinary. You carry the mark of heaven, and the mark separates you from the masses. This separation often feels painful. People misunderstand you. Some reject you without reason. Others envy you without cause. But what they do not see is that heaven's mark on you demands a different process. You cannot be processed like everyone else, because your destiny is unlike anyone else's. That is why some friendships fell apart, why certain doors closed, why seasons shifted suddenly. It was not rejection, it was refinement. God was pruning you, cutting away what could not carry the weight of your assignment. Beloved, you must hold on to this truth. Being marked by God means you cannot be erased by man. It means no opinion, no betrayal, no weapon, and no curse has the final word over you. The voice that spoke over you before time began is the same voice that continues to carry you now. The mark of God is indelible. It does not fade. It does not wear off. And it does not weaken under pressure. There is a holy seriousness about this mark. Because of it, you cannot live as if your life is casual. You cannot waste time drifting through shadows of doubt. You must walk with the awareness that your very existence is prophetic. You are living proof of God's intentional design. Every step you take, every word you speak, every trial you overcome, it all testifies that heaven has chosen you and set you apart. Chosen one. Embrace the truth. You were marked before birth. And that mark is not only a promise, it is also a responsibility. You are not free to throw away your destiny. You are not free to abandon the mission. Heaven is invested in you. Angels are assigned to you. Generations are waiting for the light you carry. You were not placed here to fade into the background. You were placed here to shine as evidence of God's sovereignty. The world may not yet recognize you, but heaven has always known your name. Chosen one. Have you ever wondered why your life has felt heavier than those around you? Why it seems that others can walk through storms with barely a scratch, but you feel as though you carry the weight of the entire sky on your shoulders? The answer is simple yet profound. The destiny placed upon you demands a greater weight. You are chosen for higher ground, and higher ground always comes with heavier burdens. Your heart has felt the crushing pressure of rejection, loneliness, and misunderstanding. Nights when tears seemed endless. Days when strength seemed impossible. Yet through it all, you endured. What others call weakness in you, heaven calls evidence of strength. What others saw as setbacks, God saw as training for the crown that only you can carry. The Apostle Paul affirms in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Your heaviness is not proof of your failure, it is proof of your calling. Because you have been trusted with weight, you will also be trusted with glory. Think of it. A soldier entrusted with little will only be given light armor. But a warrior chosen for great battles must carry heavy gear. That is you. You have been carrying burdens others could not bear. Because your crown will be one that others cannot wear. That crown requires endurance, perseverance, and a resilience forged in fire. Every hardship you faced was not random suffering, it was preparation. Chosen one. This is why you cannot compare your journey to anyone else's. Your weight is different because your destiny is different. You are being refined, trained, stretched, and disciplined for a mission that shakes kingdoms. And yes, it feels unfair at times. Yes, the loneliness cuts deep. But know this, your crown is being fitted even in your silent tears. There will come a moment when the heaviness you feel today will transform into the authority you carry tomorrow. The very tears that wet your pillow will shine like jewels in your crown. Nothing is wasted. Every scar will one day testify of victory. Every weight will one day prove you worthy of the assignment you carry. But here is the warning. Beloved, do not lay down the weight before the time. Do not despise the season of heaviness. If you try to escape the weight, you also forfeit the crown. God is not punishing you, He is preparing you. The furnace you are in now is the birthplace of glory. Now, I want you to pause. Let this sink into your spirit. And I want you to seal this moment with a simple declaration in the comments. I choose my crown. Write it. And as you do, realize what you are declaring. You are not just typing words. You are aligning yourself with heaven's plan. You are telling every demon that tried to break you that you will not surrender. You are telling your own weary heart that you will not give up. You are telling God Himself that you are ready to carry what He has entrusted you with. Every time you speak those words, it is a prophetic act. You are choosing to embrace your weight instead of running from it. You are choosing destiny over comfort. You are choosing the eternal over the temporary. And in that choice, heaven draws closer. Angels strengthen you, and your spirit begins to rise again. Beloved chosen one, the weight you carry is the crown being forged in the fire. Do not despise it. Do not abandon it. Endure it. And in due time, you will see the glory revealed. Chosen one. There is a mystery that surrounds your life, and it is the season of hiddenness. You know this season well. It is the time when you feel invisible, unseen by people, overlooked by opportunities, and misunderstood even by those closest to you. You may think of it as rejection, but in truth, it is divine concealment. God hides what He values most. Consider how treasures are never left out in the open. Gold is buried deep beneath the earth. Diamonds must be mined from darkness. Pearls are hidden inside the shell of an oyster. In the same way, you have been hidden not because you are worthless, but because you are priceless. Your hidden season is not punishment, it is protection. So often you cry out, asking why doors remain shut, why recognition has not yet come, why it feels like you are stuck while others are moving forward. But heaven whispers, wait, for what you carry cannot be exposed too soon. A seed planted in the soil is unseen, yet it is not forgotten. It is growing roots, gathering strength, preparing for the time when it will burst forth into the light. The prophet Habakkuk wrote in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time, though it linger. Wait for it, it will certainly come and will not delay." That is your word. Though it lingers, though it seems hidden, though no one notices yet, the appointed time is coming when the revelation of who you are will be undeniable. During this hidden season, God is shaping you in silence. He is carving away pride, teaching you endurance, building in you a depth of character that cannot be shaken by applause or destroyed by criticism. He is strengthening your roots before he reveals your branches. If you were revealed too soon, the weight of the crown would crush you. But hiddenness ensures that when you finally rise, you will stand unshakable. Look at the lives of those chosen before you. David was anointed king, yet returned to tending sheep in obscurity. Joseph dreamed of greatness, but was hidden in pits and prisons before stepping into the palace. Even Jesus himself spent 30 years in silence before 3 years of ministry that shook the world. If the Son of God embraced hiddenness, why should you despise yours? Hiddenness is not absence, it is incubation. It is the place where greatness matures unseen, where faith is tested without applause, where strength is forged away from public eyes. It is where God whispers secrets to you in the stillness, secrets that cannot be heard in the noise of recognition. Chosen one, embrace this hidden place. Stop interpreting it as rejection. Stop comparing your timeline to others who seem to be running ahead. They may have speed, but you have endurance. They may shine early, but you will shine lastingly. The light that comes from hiddenness is not a spark that fades, but a fire that endures. Remember this, the season of hiddenness is temporary, but the crown that follows is eternal. Every day you remain faithful in silence is a day that heaven takes note of. Every unseen act of obedience, every unnoticed prayer, every hidden sacrifice is being recorded in eternity. Nothing is wasted. When your appointed time arrives, no man will be able to deny it. No enemy will be able to stop it. And no gate of hell will be able to resist it. You will step out of obscurity into destiny, and the crown that was prepared for you in secret will be placed upon your head in full view. So rest in your hiddenness. Beloved, it is not a prison, it is a preparation room. And when the doors finally open, you will see that every hidden season was worth the wait. Chosen one. There is a reason why your presence unsettles things around you. You carry a light that darkness cannot ignore. Even when you say nothing, even when you try to blend into the background, the atmosphere shifts. When you enter a room, this is not your imagination. This is the reality of being chosen. Light cannot hide itself, and you were never meant to dim the fire placed within you. Think of the countless times you have walked into a space and sensed resistance, tension, or sudden unease in people around you. They may not understand it themselves, but their spirit recognizes yours. Darkness always trembles in the presence of light. You are that light. And though you may have doubted yourself, though you may have wondered if your life truly matters, the truth is this: your very existence is warfare. The voice of the Lord declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That word was not given to the masses, it was spoken to the chosen. You are not called to carry a borrowed light, you are called to shine with the glory of God Himself. Beloved, this is why the enemy fought you so hard. He tried to extinguish your fire with discouragement, with betrayal, with rejection. But what he did not realize is that your flame is not human-made, it is divine. The more storms come against you, the brighter you will burn. But now comes a moment of decision. You must stop hiding. You must stop apologizing for being different. Your uniqueness is your assignment. Your glow is not arrogance. It is evidence that the Spirit of the living God resides in you. And when you shine, others trapped in darkness see a path they could not see before. Your obedience to shine is not just about you, it is about those connected to your destiny. When you silence your voice, someone else remains bound. When you dim your light, someone else stumbles in the dark. But when you dare to live boldly, when you dare to step forward without fear, chains break around you. That is the weight of your calling. Chosen one. I want to pause here and speak to your heart directly. If this message is stirring something deep inside you, if you feel the confirmation that you are indeed one of God's hidden lights rising for such a time as this, then I ask you to do something simple but powerful. Support this message so that more hidden ones can awaken. Like this message, not out of routine, but as an act of agreement with the truth spoken over your life. Share it not just as content, but as a seed of light that may break chains for someone else in silence. And subscribe not for numbers, but because staying connected means you continue to feed the flame within you. Walking step by step into your destiny. Your simple action may be the spark that ignites someone else's breakthrough. Heaven often uses small steps to trigger great shifts. Do not underestimate the power of your agreement. Beloved, your light terrifies darkness. Your presence disrupts what is unclean, and your obedience will awaken others who are still sleeping in the shadows. Step boldly, shine freely, and let the crown being prepared for you rest securely upon your head. Chosen one. Do you realize that even before the world knows your name, the kingdom of darkness already does? Hell has studied you. The adversary has recognized your light long before people applauded you. And this is why your warfare has often felt so personal, so targeted, so relentless. You wonder why battles come to your doorstep without invitation. Why storms find you when you are simply trying to live in peace. It is because the mark of God upon your life is visible in the spiritual realm. The enemy knows who you are. This is why temptation has tried to choke you. This is why cycles of discouragement have circled you like a shadow. The adversary is not fighting you over who you are right now. He is fighting you over who you are becoming. He fears the crown that heaven has already prepared. He fears the authority you are about to walk in. The Spirit declares through the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, if God is for us, who can be against us? And that is your shield. Though enemies gather, though lies spread, though shadows press in, the truth remains unshaken. God is with you. And no opposition can overthrow his decision to call you chosen. Look back at your life for a moment. Can you see the fingerprints of this battle? The friendships that collapsed without explanation, the betrayals that cut deeper than a knife, the opportunities that crumbled just as you were reaching for them. These were not accidents. They were attacks sent because darkness recognized the anointing that you had not yet fully recognized in yourself. But here is the mystery. Beloved, what the enemy meant for harm has only strengthened your spirit. Every battle you endured has made your crown sit more firmly. Every tear has watered the soil of your destiny. What was meant to break you has been transformed into proof that you cannot be destroyed. There is an authority that rests on the chosen ones, an authority that hell respects even while it despises it. That authority is growing inside of you right now. Each prayer you prayed in the middle of the night, each act of faith you made when no one was watching, each time you refused to give up, you were increasing in unseen authority. And when the day of your unveiling comes, that authority will flow through you like a river that cannot be stopped. Chosen one, I want you to see the truth. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. And you are not losing. You are a warrior dressed in light. You are a vessel carrying power that will outlast every battle. You are a chosen one, hidden for now, but soon to be crowned for eternity. And now, I invite you to seal this truth with a prophetic declaration. Comment the number 444 right now. This number represents stability, foundation, and the unshakable pillars of God's kingdom. When you type it, you are proclaiming that no matter what storms rise, you stand on the solid rock of the Lord. You are declaring that your life is not built on shifting sand, but on eternal foundations. Let your comment be more than numbers. Let it be your stand in the Spirit that says, I cannot be moved. Beloved, never forget, the enemy may know your name, but God has already written your destiny, and his word cannot be undone. Chosen one, there are times when you have stood before closed doors and wondered if God had forgotten you. You prayed, you waited, you knocked, and yet the answer never came the way you expected. Opportunities slipped through your hands. Relationships dissolved when you thought they were secure. Dreams that once seemed within reach suddenly crumbled. In those moments, disappointment whispered, you are abandoned. But heaven's truth is different. Every closed door was a divine redirection. You see, when God shuts a door, it is not rejection, it is protection. What you thought you needed was not aligned with the crown he is preparing for you. Sometimes the very thing you desired would have destroyed you. Sometimes the opportunity you pursued would have pulled you away from your destiny. So the Lord, in his wisdom, allowed the door to remain shut, not because he was withholding, but because he was safeguarding the purity of your calling. The Apostle John records in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. This is your assurance. If God himself ordains an open door, no man, no circumstance, no enemy, and no failure can close it. And if he closes one, it is because his hand is guiding you to something greater. Think of Joseph, who was thrown into prison after being betrayed by his brothers. Every door he expected seemed to close: family, freedom, future. Yet each shut door redirected him to the one door that mattered: the palace. Had he walked through the doors he wanted, he would never have stepped into the throne God had prepared. The same pattern is unfolding in your life. Chosen one, you may not yet see the reason behind the rejections, but trust this: heaven's plan is flawless. Every no you faced has been a hidden yes to your destiny. Every delay has been a rearrangement of your steps, so that when you arrive, you will be exactly where you need to be, at exactly the right time. Closed doors teach you to rely not on your own wisdom, but on God's timing. They strip away pride, showing you that favor does not come from human approval, but from divine alignment. They build in you patience, resilience, and faith, shaping a vessel that can hold the weight of glory without cracking under pressure. Perhaps you feel weary of waiting. Beloved, perhaps you feel as if too many doors have closed, leaving you with nothing but corridors of silence. Yet even now, God is orchestrating behind the scenes. The hand that closed those doors is the same hand preparing one that will open in such a way that no one will be able to deny it. That door will not require you to beg, compromise, or strive in your own strength. It will open with ease, because it was created for you. Understand this: divine redirection is not meant to punish you, but to preserve you. God will never allow you to settle for less when He has destined you for more. The same walls that block you today will become testimonies tomorrow. Reminders that the closed door was never the end, it was the turning point. So, chosen one, release the frustration, release the disappointment, release the bitterness toward doors that refuse to open. Lift your eyes, for the author of your story is still writing, and when the page turns, the doorway before you will shine brighter than any rejection behind you. Every closed door has been a holy detour, guiding you toward the throne you were born to inherit. Trust it. Embrace it. The crown is still waiting, and no shut door can delay what heaven has decreed. Chosen one. One of the most painful experiences you have faced is rejection. You have known the sting of being misunderstood, the ache of being pushed aside, the weight of being overlooked. People who once celebrated you suddenly turned away. Doors you thought would stay open were slammed shut in your face. The rejection cut deep, leaving scars in places words cannot reach. Yet here is the mystery: rejection by man is often preservation by God. You see, rejection is not the end of your story. It is the hidden hand of God reserving you for something greater. If you had been accepted by everyone, you would have been diluted, scattered, and distracted. Not everyone is qualified to carry the weight of your destiny. Not everyone can walk beside the chosen, because the chosen are set apart for sacred things. Heaven will not allow just anyone to attach themselves to your journey. The psalmist declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 10, "Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me." That verse is not just poetry, it is your testimony. Though people walked away, though love you trusted turned into betrayal, the Lord Himself has received you. Their rejection was temporary, but His acceptance is eternal. Chosen one, consider how rejection shaped you. It forced you into prayer when you would have been content with applause. It taught you to rely on God's approval rather than man's validation. It purified your motives, showing you that obedience to God must stand even when support from people collapses. Without rejection, you would have built your identity on fragile foundations. But because of rejection, you discovered the unshakable truth: you are preserved by God, even when abandoned by man. Look at the story of Joseph again, rejected by his brothers, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, yet all of it positioned him for the palace. Their rejection was his redirection. Their betrayal was his preservation. And when his crown was placed upon his head, those same brothers had to bow before him, realizing that what they meant for evil, God had turned for good. So it will be with you. Every person who dismissed you, every voice that said you were not enough, every circle that refused to embrace you, they did not cancel your destiny. They confirmed it. For rejection is often the seal that you are chosen. The world may not recognize your worth, but heaven has preserved your place. Rejection also teaches you compassion, because you know the pain of being pushed aside. You carry a tenderness toward the broken, the forgotten, the lonely. That compassion is part of your crown. It is what makes you different from those who climb ladders without care for the wounded they step over. Your heart has been shaped by sorrow, but in God's hands, it becomes a vessel of mercy. Beloved, you must learn to see rejection not as a curse, but as a redirection into divine preservation. Do not despise those who turned away from you. They were never meant to stay. Do not mourn the doors that locked themselves against you. They were never yours to enter. Instead, lift your eyes to the throne of heaven, where your seat has already been reserved. Remember this truth: you are not rejected. You are reserved. You are not abandoned. You are preserved. And when the time comes, those who could not see your worth will witness your crowning with their own eyes. They will realize that you were never overlooked. You were simply hidden, protected, and prepared for glory. Chosen one, there is a fire that has followed you through life. It is not a natural fire, but a refining one. This is why you have felt pressed on every side. Why trials seem to chase you, even when you are trying to live faithfully. You may have asked yourself, why me? Why does it feel like every season burns hotter than the last? The answer lies in your identity. You are chosen, and chosen ones are refined, not destroyed. The fire you feel is not meant to consume you, it is meant to purify you. Gold does not shine until it passes through flames. Silver does not gleam until it is refined. In the same way, your trials are not punishments, but processes, burning away what cannot stay, and strengthening what must remain. The Apostle Peter reminds us in the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verse 10, "The God of all grace will restore you and make you strong, firm and steadfast." Restoration comes after the fire. Strength rises after the storm. Glory comes after the breaking. Think back over your battles, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the losses, the disappointments. At the time, they felt unbearable. Yet, somehow, you survived. And not only did you survive, you emerged stronger, wiser, and more resilient. That is the mystery of the refining fire. What the enemy sent to destroy you, God used to develop you. Every sleepless night has stretched your faith. Every tear has watered your destiny. Every wound has made room for greater healing. You carry scars. Yes, but those scars are proof of survival. Proof that you walked through the fire and did not burn. Others may not see the weight of what you endured, but heaven records every moment. every sigh, every struggle. Chosen one, your fire is necessary because your crown is heavy. Without refinement, pride could creep in. Without refinement, fear could chain you. Without refinement, you would not have the strength to stand when the throne is revealed. The fire is not punishment, it is proof of preparation. Do not despise this refining season. Instead, recognize it as God's investment in you. The deeper the fire, the greater the crown. The heavier the trial, the higher the calling. Though it burns now, it will shine later. Though it aches now, it will testify later. Even Jesus himself was not spared from refining. He was tested in the wilderness, tempted in the garden, and pressed until sweat turned to blood. But through the fire, his glory was revealed, and redemption poured out for the world. If the Son of God endured the furnace, why should you believe your fire is a sign of abandonment? No, beloved, it is a sign of destiny. And now, I want you to declare your alignment with heaven's truth. Write this in the comments. I will endure. Just 3 words, but they carry eternal weight. When you write them, you are not just leaving a comment, you are proclaiming that no matter the fire, you will not give up. You are testifying to heaven and earth that your faith cannot be stolen, that your crown cannot be forfeited. Each time you speak or type those words, you are choosing endurance over escape, strength over surrender, destiny over defeat. You are saying, though the fire rages, I know it will purify me. Though I am pressed, I will not break. Though I am refined, I will shine. End of Beloved. Your refining fire is not the end of you, it is the making of you. Stand firm, endure, and know that the crown being prepared for you will reflect every flame you conquered. Chosen one. Though you may often feel alone, you have never walked a single step without divine company. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but heaven's armies surround you. Angels have been assigned to your life, not just to watch, but to fight, to guard, and to deliver. You are never outnumbered, never unprotected, never forsaken. How many times have you escaped danger without explanation? How many times has peace come upon you in moments when fear should have consumed you? These are not coincidences. These are the footprints of angelic intervention, proof that you are marked and shielded by heaven. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8. Declaris, the Lord goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you, nor forsake you. This promise does not only mean God walks ahead, it also means He surrounds you with His presence and His angelic host. Wherever you go, heaven's protection follows. Even now, as you read these words, there are unseen warriors stationed around your life. Some are guarding your steps from danger. Some are fighting battles in the spirit that you cannot see. Some are ministering strength when your soul feels faint. Though men may abandon you, though friends may betray you, the hosts of heaven remain faithful, for they serve at the command of the one who called you chosen. This truth should ignite courage within you. You are not a fragile soul wandering through chaos. You are a child of the King, escorted by legions of angels. Every time you step into unknown territory, you do not step alone. Every time you face opposition, you do not face it in your own strength. You are backed by an army invisible to men, but undeniable in power. Beloved, This is why you must not fear the weapons formed against you. Though plots may rise, though whispers may circle, though shadows may creep near, they cannot prevail. For no scheme of hell can penetrate the shield of heaven. You are covered. You are surrounded. You are preserved for your destiny. Think of Elisha and his servant surrounded by enemy armies. The servant trembled, seeing only danger, but Elisha prayed, and the servant's eyes were opened to behold the mountain full of horses and chariots of fire surrounding them. That same reality surrounds you today, even when your natural eyes cannot see. The truth remains, you are never alone in the battle. And here, chosen one, is where I ask you to take a step of faith. If these words are awakening courage inside of you, if you feel the confirmation that heaven is truly with you, then seal this moment with action, like this message, not for vanity, but as an act of agreement with the truth. Share it not for numbers, but because someone else needs to be reminded that they are not abandoned. Subscribe not for routine, but so you remain connected to ongoing words that keep your spirit aflame and your faith anchored. Every act of alignment draws you deeper into the flow of anointing. Every click, every share, every subscription becomes a small step of faith, echoing your yes to God's truth. You are not alone. You never have been, and when the time of crowning comes, it will be clear to all that heaven has been backing you from the very beginning. Beloved, lift your head high. Walk with confidence. The unseen army marches with you, and the hand of God rests upon you. Chosen one, there is a sacred place where God does his deepest work in you. It is not in the crowd, not on the stage, not in the moment of recognition. It is in silence, in obscurity, in the hidden training ground, here, away from applause and approval. Your spirit is strengthened and your character is formed. The hidden training ground is where God strips away distractions. It is where he teaches you dependence on his voice rather than the noise of people. In this place, he allows you to wrestle with questions, face your weaknesses, and confront the shadows of your own heart. It may feel lonely, but it is in this very loneliness that intimacy with him is forged. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5, declares, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." This is the lesson of the training ground. You cannot build your life upon your own wisdom. You must learn to trust him when you cannot see, to obey him when you do not understand, and to follow him when the path seems unclear. Look at David's life. Though anointed as king, he spent years tending sheep and fleeing into caves. It was in those caves that he learned to worship in the dark, to fight lions and bears, to depend on God as his shield. Those hidden years became the foundation for the crown he would later wear. Without them, the throne would have crushed him. Or consider Moses, trained in the palace of Egypt, but then hidden for 40 years in the wilderness, tending sheep. What seemed like wasted years were actually shaping years. In the silence of the desert, he learned humility, patience, and the presence of God. Only then could he stand before Pharaoh with the authority of heaven. Chosen one, your hidden ground may look like ordinary routines. It may feel like being stuck in a season where nothing is happening. But understand, this is not wasted time. This is training time. Every unnoticed prayer is sharpening your sword. Every unseen act of obedience is strengthening your armor. Every lonely night is building endurance that applause could never give you. Do not despise this process. The world rushes toward recognition, but God treasures preparation. He is not in a hurry, for He knows what He is building in you is eternal. When the moment of unveiling comes, there will be no doubt that you have been forged in His presence. Hidden training also exposes the heart. In silence, motives are revealed. Are you serving for recognition or out of love? Are you obeying for applause or out of surrender? These questions are answered in the quiet seasons where only God sees. And when your heart is purified, your crown will rest upon you without slipping. Beloved, remember this: the training ground is not forever. It is a season. And like all seasons, it will shift. One day, the silence will break. One day, the curtain will lift. One day, the skills you learned in secret will carry you into the spotlight of destiny. And when that day comes, you will be ready, not because you chased the throne, but because you embraced the training. So take courage. Do not despise the hidden ground. It is the holy classroom of heaven. And every lesson you learn there is preparing you for the weight of the crown that awaits. Chosen one. There comes a moment in every destiny when you find yourself standing at a crossroads. Two paths lie before you. One is easy, familiar, and comfortable. The other is narrow, costly, and uncertain. Yet it leads to your crown. The decisions you make in these moments are not small. They shift the entire course of your life. You may already feel the tension of such a season. You sense the pull of God calling you higher. Yet you also feel the weight of fear, urging you to stay where it is safe. Heaven whispers, "Trust me." The world shouts, "Stay the same." And you, beloved, are caught in the tension of obedience. The Word of God declares in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This is not a suggestion, it is a divine command. Courage is required because your obedience will cost you something. It may cost you friends who cannot walk where you are going. It may cost you opportunities that do not align with your calling. It may even cost you comfort. For crowns are never birthed in ease. But hear this, obedience is always worth it. Every act of surrender opens doors no man can shut. Every step of faith places you deeper into alignment with heaven's design. The crown reserved for you will not be found on the broad road. It will only be placed upon your head when you dare to walk the narrow one. Look at Abraham, called to leave everything familiar and walk toward a promise unseen. His obedience birthed nations. Look at Esther, who risked her life with one act of boldness and shifted the destiny of her people. Look at Peter, who stepped out of the boat and walked on water because he dared to trust a single command. Each story proves the same truth. Obedience at the crossroads changes everything. Chosen one. You may fear the cost, but what you should fear more is disobedience. For delay weakens your faith, and rebellion blinds your eyes. The crown waits for the ones who say yes, even when trembling. Heaven is not asking you to be fearless. Heaven is asking you to be faithful. And now, I want you to take this moment seriously. Seal your decision in the Spirit with a prophetic act. Comment the number 555 right now. This number carries the meaning of grace multiplied and divine transition. By typing it, You are declaring that you choose to step boldly into the new season, covered by God's grace. You are saying, I will not stay stuck. I will move where heaven calls me. Do not underestimate this small act. Numbers in Scripture often carry prophetic weight. When you type 555, you align yourself with heaven's timetable, declaring that your crossroads is not a dead end, but a doorway. It is your way of saying, I choose obedience. I choose courage. I choose my crown. Ali, beloved, the crossroads before you is holy ground. You cannot stay here forever. The decision you make now will echo in eternity. And as you step forward in faith, heaven will meet you with strength. Angels will surround you with help. And the Lord Himself will guide you into destiny. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. The crown is on the path of obedience. Walk it boldly, and let the glory of God be revealed through your yes. Chosen one, there comes a time when the hidden weight within you begins to manifest as visible authority. This is not authority borrowed from men, nor status granted by earthly systems. It is a mantle, a divine garment of power and responsibility that God places upon your life. When it rests on you, it changes not only how you walk, but how the world responds to you. A mantle is not earned through ambition, it is received through surrender. It is not given to those who seek recognition, it is entrusted to those who can be trusted with humility. The road to the mantle is paved with tears, fire, and obedience. That is why your journey has been so heavy. It was shaping you into someone who could carry what others could not. The Spirit of the Lord speaks in the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 8. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses. That power is the mantle. It is not merely influence in the natural, it is authority in the spiritual realm. When the mantle rests on you, demons recognize it. Atmospheres shift because of it. People are awakened by it. Even when you do not speak. Consider Elisha. When Elijah's mantle fell upon him, he became more than a student. He became a carrier of divine authority. That single mantle parted waters, broke curses, and released miracles. But Elisha did not receive it cheaply. He pursued it with hunger, endurance, and unwavering loyalty. In the same way, the mantle God is preparing for you requires perseverance. You cannot walk casually and expect to carry sacred authority. Chosen one, the mantle you will wear is costly, and not everyone around you will understand it. Some will envy it. Some will reject it. Some will even resist you because of it. But know this, the mantle was not given by men, so it cannot be taken by men. It rests upon you because heaven has decreed it so. This mantle will not only change how others see you, it will also change how you see yourself. No longer will you move timidly, doubting your place or questioning your worth. Instead, you will rise with clarity, knowing that you are clothed in divine strength. Your words will carry weight. Your prayers will carry fire. Your presence will carry breakthrough, not because of you, but because of the one who covers you. Do not underestimate this transformation. When the mantle comes, you will find yourself walking in authority you did not imagine. What once intimidated you will now bow before you. What once silenced you will now flee at your voice. This is the evidence of the crown being placed upon your spirit, heaven's mantle resting upon your life. But remember, beloved, the mantle is not for personal glory. It is for service. It is for carrying the burdens of others, for standing in the gap, for being a vessel through which God releases His will on earth. If you wear the mantle but forget the mission, the weight will crush you. If you honor the mission, the weight will strengthen you. Chosen one, prepare yourself. The mantle is near. Heaven has seen your hidden faithfulness, your silent tears, your quiet yes, and soon the garment of authority will rest upon your shoulders. When it does, do not shrink back. Wear it boldly, carry it humbly, and let the light of God shine through you. Chosen one, there is a moment that comes when those who doubted you, mocked you, or dismissed, you must bear witness to the glory of God upon your life. It is not about revenge. It is not about proving them wrong. It is about the undeniable truth that what God ordains cannot be silenced, hidden, or erased. Your enemies become unwilling witnesses to your crowning. This is the justice of heaven. The very mouths that spoke against you will be silenced by the evidence of God's hand upon you. The very eyes that overlooked you will be forced to behold the glory that rests on your life. The very hands that tried to pull you down will have no choice but to see you rise. The psalmist rejoices in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Notice, beloved, that God does not remove your enemies before honoring you. He leaves them present so that His glory is undeniable. The table is not set in secret. It is prepared in front of those who once denied your worth. Think of Joseph again. The brothers who sold him into slavery stood in awe as he stood robed in authority. Second only to Pharaoh, they had to bow before the very one they betrayed. Not because Joseph sought vengeance, but because God's plan demanded it. So too, those who wounded you will one day realize they were never fighting you. They were fighting the anointing that God placed on you. Chosen one, understand this. Your story is not ending in shame. What looked like failure will become testimony. What felt like defeat will transform into victory. Every mocking word, every dismissal, every act of betrayal will serve as the backdrop against which God's glory will shine brighter. This revelation should also shape your heart. When the day of crowning comes, your enemies may still carry envy or regret, but you will carry mercy. Like Joseph, you will be called not to retaliate, but to restore. The crown upon your head will not only testify of God's faithfulness, it will also call you to extend grace to those who once wounded you. This is how heaven's justice is revealed, not through vengeance, but through redemption. Beloved, there will be a divine reversal. The same ones who said you would not make it will see you thriving. The same ones who tried to limit you will see doors open that no man can close. The same ones who tried to bury you will see you rise higher than they imagined possible. And in that moment, you will not even need to speak. The crown will speak for you. Do not grow bitter in waiting for this day. Do not waste energy plotting how to prove yourself. The crown does not come by striving. It comes by remaining faithful. Your only assignment is to stay surrendered, to endure the fire, to trust the process. God Himself will orchestrate the unveiling in such a way that no one can deny His hand upon your life. Chosen one, your enemies will become witnesses. They will watch as the oil that was poured in secret flows openly. They will see the crown placed upon your head. And though they may not rejoice with you, They will not be able to deny the reality of what God has done. That is the justice of heaven. That is the testimony of the chosen one. There is a holy moment when the crown descends. It is not made of earthly jewels or metals, but of heavenly weight and eternal authority. This crown has been prepared for you since the beginning. And every trial, every tear, every hidden season has been shaping you to wear it. When heaven places it upon your head, it will not be in secret. It will happen in full view, so that both friend and foe, stranger and kin, will witness the glory of God upon your life. The Apostle Paul concludes in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "There is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day." This is not just Paul's testimony, it is yours. There is a crown already stored in heaven, waiting for the moment of unveiling. Chosen one. Do not think lightly of this crown. It represents the battles you endured and the victories you claimed in silence. It represents the faith that held you when storms tried to break you. It represents the nights you prayed when no one saw, the sacrifices you made when no one cared, and the obedience you carried when no one clapped. This crown is heaven's reward for your endurance. When the crown descends, your life will no longer feel like a series of random struggles. Suddenly, every scar will make sense. Every closed door, every rejection, every loss will be woven together into a tapestry of glory. The pain that once made you weep will now shine as jewels in your crown. Beloved, you must understand, this crown is not only for honor but also for responsibility. It is a mantle of authority and a call to walk boldly in who you are. When it rests upon you, you cannot live small anymore. You cannot shrink back into fear or hide in the shadows. The crown demands that you rise, that you speak, that you live fully as God's chosen one. And in this very moment, as you sense the Spirit affirming these words, I want to invite you to step deeper into alignment. Let this not just be something you hear, let it be something you act upon. If this message resonates in your soul, if you feel the weight of heaven reminding you that the crown is real, then I ask you to take 3 simple yet powerful actions, like this message, not because it is content, but because it is confirmation. Share it not as routine, but because someone else, another hidden one, may need to hear this truth. Subscribe not for numbers, but so you remain connected to this river of anointed words that strengthen and prepare you. And one more thing, beloved, comment below a declaration of your faith. Write the words, I receive my crown. Do not underestimate the power of this. It is more than a comment. It is a prophetic act. It is you placing your spirit in agreement with heaven, declaring that you are ready to carry what has always been yours. As you write it, you are standing in faith, saying to every demon, every doubt, every fear, I will not miss my destiny. And chosen one, the crown is descending. You will no longer be hidden. You will no longer be overlooked. And you will no longer be bound by fear. Heaven has chosen this moment to reveal what has been prepared for you. Wear your crown with humility. Walk with boldness. And let the world see the glory of the one who set you apart. Chosen one, when the crown is placed upon your head, something shifts forever. You are no longer the same. The trials you endured have not only marked you, they have equipped you. The silence you walked through was not wasted. It has prepared you. The fire you survived has not left you broken, it has refined you into unshakable strength. Now you walk in power. This power is not loud or boastful. It is steady, immovable, and undeniable. It is the quiet authority of someone who knows who they are and whose they are, no longer tossed by every wave of doubt, no longer shaken by every whisper of opposition. You rise as one who carries divine boldness. The Apostle Paul assures us in the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verse 20, God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power at work within us. That power is not distant, it is alive within you. It is the very breath of God that turns ordinary steps into extraordinary impact. Walking in power does not mean life becomes easy. It means you are no longer bound by fear when challenges arise. You do not retreat when opposition comes, for you know that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. You carry a presence that unsettles darkness, because darkness recognizes it has no hold on you anymore. Look at Peter after Pentecost. Once timid, once prone to denial, he became unshakable when the Spirit's power filled him. His shadow healed the sick. His words pierced hearts. His life carried an authority that could not be ignored. That same Spirit rests upon you. That same power flows through your veins. Chosen one, the days of shrinking back are over. You cannot live as though you are weak. When heaven has clothed you with strength, you cannot speak as though you are small. When your words carry eternal weight, you cannot walk timidly. When the crown upon your head demands that you step boldly into the world, this power is not for pride, it is for purpose. It is for lifting the broken, healing the wounded, breaking chains, and declaring freedom. It is for being a living testimony that God takes the hidden, the overlooked, the rejected, and turns them into carriers of glory. You are not chosen to be admired. You are chosen to be effective. And as you walk in this power, you will notice doors opening with greater ease, not because of your effort, but because authority makes room where striving cannot. You will find yourself speaking words that touch hearts, praying prayers that shake atmospheres, carrying peace that disarms storms. This is what it means to walk crowned in the Spirit. Beloved, never forget where this power comes from. It is not yours by merit. It is a gift, a deposit of heaven's strength, entrusted to you because you were faithful in hiddenness. To walk in power is to walk in humility, knowing that every victory points back to the one who called you. So rise now, chosen one. Walk as one who carries light in dark places, hope in despairing places, authority in chaotic places. Let the crown rest securely on your head, and let your steps echo with the sound of destiny. For the world will see, and heaven will rejoice. You are walking in power, unstoppable and unshakable, chosen one. The journey has brought you here to the unveiling of the eternal seal. This seal is not a crown that can tarnish, not a title that can fade, not an anointing that can be stolen. It is the permanent mark of heaven upon your life, declaring once and for all that you are hidden no more, but crowned forever. There was a time when you questioned your worth. There were seasons when you felt invisible, buried in obscurity. There were days when pain whispered that you were forgotten, but the eternal seal declares the opposite. You were never abandoned, never lost, never overlooked. Every hidden moment, every silent tear, every unseen act of obedience was counted. And now the seal rests upon you, making permanent what heaven always knew, that you are chosen. The Apostle John records in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 12, "The one who is victorious, I will make a pillar in the temple of my God. Never again will they leave it. I will write on them the name of my God, and I will also write on them my new name." This is the eternal seal, the name of God upon your life, the unshakable identity that no storm can erase. Chosen one. This seal means you walk with eternal significance. You are no longer defined by what was done to you, or by what you lost, or by the voices that once silenced you. You are defined by heaven's inscription, written in the language of eternity. Beloved, victorious, crowned. The eternal seal is not only about your present, it is about your future. It guarantees that your destiny cannot be cancelled, that your inheritance is secure, that your place in eternity is unshakable. What you carry is not temporary, it stretches beyond time itself. The crown you wear in the Spirit is not just for this life. It testifies forever that you were chosen and faithful. Beloved, with this seal comes peace. No longer do you need to strive for approval or chase after recognition. The seal itself is the highest approval, the greatest validation. You walk into every space already carrying heaven's endorsement. Whether people accept you or reject you, it does not matter. The seal is eternal. This is why you cannot return to the shadows of doubt. This is why you cannot shrink back into fear. The seal makes your calling irreversible. It binds you to heaven's mission and frees you from earth's limitations. You are no longer merely surviving, you are walking crowned into destiny, forever marked as God's chosen one. And so, as the eternal seal rests upon your spirit, step forward with confidence. You were hidden, but now you are revealed. You were pressed, but now you are crowned. You were tested, but now you are triumphant. This is your story, and it will echo into eternity. Beloved chosen one, lift your head. The journey has shaped you. The crown has been placed, and the seal has made it permanent. Hidden in the crowd, yes, but crowned in the Spirit, forever. Beloved, as this journey closes, let the weight of these words settle deep into your spirit. You have been reminded of who you are, not ordinary, not forgotten, but chosen by God before the foundations of the world. Your hidden seasons were not punishment, but preparation. Your trials were not for destruction, but for refinement. And your crowning is not a dream, it is a divine reality unfolding even now. The eternal seal upon your life cannot be undone. The hand that marked you is the same hand that holds you, gathers you, and crowns you. This means you do not walk into tomorrow uncertain. You step into it assured, knowing that heaven has written your destiny and no force on earth or in hell can erase it. Carry this truth with you. You are unshakable because you are sealed. You are unstoppable because you are crowned. And you are unbreakable because you are chosen. The world may not always recognize you, but heaven already has. The journey of being hidden in the crowd has led you to this moment crowned in the Spirit, forever marked as God's own. So live boldly, walk faithfully, shine brightly, and let every step testify that you are God's chosen one, even no longer, but revealed in glory.